So again, we're doing number 6. We're getting the common denominator. And you ask yourself, does 4 go into 12?
Yes.
Yes, so stop. That's your common denominator. You should not be working on yesterday's assignment. You need to be focused on what we're doing today. So I'm going to get, first of all, the common denominator on both. Which one don't we have to change?
12.
The one with the 12. So it stays 7 over 12. And then 4 times what will give you 12?
3.
So a little tiny 3 to remind yourself. So 1 times 3 is what?
3.
3. And you're right, but we're not going to do it just yet. But right now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. So the thing that's being added today is getting a common denominator. So look at the one right below it, and if you need paper, you can get it. Yes, sir?
Are you just going to find the common denominator?
For just a couple, and then we're going to do some. Did you get a pencil? Do you have a pencil? Okay. All right. So this one, please don't tell me the common denominator is 60. Take the time. If you need to use a sheet of paper, you can grab one. It's 6 and 10. Does 6 go into 10?
Yes. No.
No. So I have to find another multiple. Does 6 go into 20 perfectly? No. Find another multiple. Does 6 go into 30? Yes. That is your least common denominator. The numbers must be exactly the same. We'll probably get the common denominator on 4, solve them, do the 2-word problems, and then you'll probably do the rest. So in just a couple minutes. 6 times what will give you 30? So 5 and 5. 1 times 5 then is 5. Okay. 10 times what is 30?
3.
Times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is what? 3 times 3 is, help out?
9.
Is 9. So if you're doing it here, you need to write really tiny. And then again, I'm going to get rid of my old fraction. Don't completely black it out just because I need to see what was there in case you made a mistake. So let's get the common denominator on the number 5 and 11, and then we'll go back and solve the problems. So on number 5, can anybody see what the common denominator is going to be?
Yes, 9.
Yeah, and if you need to make a chart, again, we don't use a smaller one. Does 3 go into 9 perfectly?
Yeah.
Yes. Stop. That's my common denominator. So again, and the nice thing about the video is if you're at home, you can pause the video. You can see how we got the common denominator. You can look back at it. All right. So this one we don't have to change. It's 4/9. What do we multiply this one by?
3.
By 3 on bottom, 3 on top. 2 times 3 then is what? Okay, Jesse, I want, wait a second, I had Sam, you up here. Okay, that's fine. Then I'm going to have Jesse move to the front and Johnny move 1 seat back. All right, so 2 times 3 is 6. So again, we're going to clear that out because we're not going to work with that anymore. Who thinks they know the common denominator? Well, I'll actually do 2 more because I want to for sure do this one. Who knows the common denominator for number 11? 15. You guys are getting good. 15 and 15. So the top one didn't change. So it stays 11. What do we multiply this 5 times to get it to be a 15?
3.
Times 3 and 3. So 2 times 3 is what? Is 6. And we're going to do 1 more, and then we'll go back and solve it. So who thinks they know the common denominator for number 10? It is 3 and what? 3 and 8. Okay. Does 3 go into 8? No. Add another 8, which is 16. Does 3 go perfectly into 16? Add another 8, which is, or 3 times 8 is 24. Does 3 go into 24? Yes. Stop. That is your new common denominator. So it is 24. And by the way, this was a prime number. It didn't go into this one, so we could have just multiplied. So if I'm just multiplying, I take the 3 times the 8 and the 8 times the 3. So 3 times 8, 2 times 8. What's our top number? 16. 2 times 8 is 16. Good job. On this one, 8 times what is 24? 3 and 3. So it's going to be what? 21. Okay, so now for those 5, now we'll go back and solve it and look for our answers. So now this is like yesterday. You have to see this is how many whole boxes I have. I have 4 sitting on my shelf, 4 loose pieces. The guy comes in, wants 1 gift box, but he wants 6 loose pieces. Do I have enough if I've only got 4? No. So who knows what you need to do? Yeah, you're going to open a box. Remember, that box is going to hold 9 pieces. I'm opening a box. I'm going to have 11 left. I open and I add these 2 numbers. 9 pieces are coming over from that one box. Plus I had 4. You are right. It is 13. In fact, before we subtract, let's go ahead and do the next one. Okay. Can I take 3 minus 7? No. So what do I have to do to make sure I can give him 7 pieces? We're going to open one of our boxes, and you're right, we're only going to have 29 left. We open that box that's coming over, has 12 pieces in it. So again, I open and I add these 2 numbers. 12 plus 3 that I already had, you are right, is 15. Let's do that step on each of these. On the one right below it, can I take, the guy wants 9 loose pieces. Can I, if I only have 5, am I able to give him 9? No. So what do I have to do? We're going to open a whole box. We're going to have 14 left. And we're going to add these 2 numbers. 30 pieces are coming over, plus the 5 that I had, and it is going to be, you're right, 35. Let's do that step on the 2 others that we set up. So this is how it's like the one from yesterday. Oh, this is an interesting one. I've got 11 pieces. The guy comes in and wants 6. Do I have enough to give him?
Yeah.
Yes. So do I need to open a box? No. So I can just go 11. I have it. So 11 minus 6 is that 5? I can't subtract. Yeah, it is 5. Well, I was going to wait to, well, this one will finish because I didn't have to open an add. So this one is, I have to, let's see if we can add up. 38 to 40 is 2, but I need 4 more to get to 44. 2 plus 4 is, it's going to be a 6, a difference of 6. Can this be slimmed down?
No.
Yes. What goes into both of them? Missy, does 3 go into 5? How about 5? So 6, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So look for your answer. I'm going to say you don't need to do the puzzle, but you do need to cross out 14 answers. 6 1/3.
Wait, what? We don't need to do the puzzle?
You don't have to. You can if you want. But you must cross out 14 answers. Okay. All right. Then.
No.
Okay. So now on this one, my box size are 24. I've got 16 loose pieces. The guy comes in and wants 21. Am I able to give him 21 pieces? No. So what do I have to do? We're going to open a box. We don't have 27 anymore. We've got 26. And we're going to add these 2 numbers. 24 pieces coming over. I'm adding it to the 16. Can anybody see what that's going to be if I add those? It's going to be 40. So we open and added on those 4. We didn't have to on the number 11. So now we can finish it up and subtract. So what's 26 minus 6? 20. 40 minus 21. Let's see if you can do it in your head. 40 minus 21.
19.
19. Very good. If that were 20, 40 minus 20 would be 20. But I have to add back 1, so it's going to be 19. Can that be reduced? No, because 19 is prime, and it doesn't go into the other. So that should be it. Look for that answer. Oh, right here. Very good. Okay. Then go over to this one. So 35 minus 9. If you need to, 35 minus 9. By the way, if that were a 10, it would be 25. So I think it's going to be 1 less 26. So if you have to borrow, go ahead and do that. That's going to be 9 to 10 is 1 plus 5 is 6. 9 to 10 is 1 plus 5 more is 6. And then 2 minus that. It is 26. So this is going to be here. And I'm scooting it over here because I'm probably going to have to reduce 26 over 30. And I've got 14 minus nothing is 14. All right. Can that fraction be reduced?
Yes.
Yes, we can cut it in half.
14 or 13.
And 13 is prime, and it probably doesn't go into what half of that is. Half of that is 15. I think that's it. It can't be reduced anymore. So that is going to be 14 and 13. Where is that? There it is. Okay, as long as you're finding your answers, you're doing well. Then on this one is 15 minus 7. What's 15 minus 7? Help me out. Is it 8? It is 8. 8 over 12. And 29 minus 8 is that 21?
Yes.
Okay. Can that 8 over 12 be reduced?
Yes.
By what?
2.
If you think of 2, double it just to see if something
4.
bigger. 4 will go into both of those. So we're going to reduce that. I'm going to put my answer here because I don't have room. So divided by 4, divided by 4. So it's 21. 8 divided by 4 is what?
12, 21. 2 over 3.
2 over, you're right, 2 over 3. Okay. 21 and 2/3. And right there. Okay. And then we're almost done with that number 5. So we're ready to go on this one. 13 minus 6. I think that's 7. 6 and 6 is 12 plus 1. Yeah, it's going to be 7 over 9. Can that be reduced, by the way, 7 over 9? Is 7 prime?
Yes.
Nothing else goes into it, and it doesn't go into that, so it's reduced all the way. 11 minus 1 is 10. So 10 and 7/9. Right there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're doing good. So now we're going to go ahead and attack the word problems. How much less than the record was this? How much less? I've got $12, you've got 10. How much less do you have? What do you probably have to do? But do you think you're going to add or subtract? Probably subtract. So he set a record when he caught this salmon that weighed 97 1/4 pounds. Robert caught a fish that weighed this much. How much less is this amount than the other? What do we have to do? Subtract. And you can either use a piece of paper, or if you're real neat, we can do it here. So it's going to be, put it way up to the edge, 97 1/4 minus 74 and 9 over 16. I can't subtract because my box sizes, or my denominators are not the same. So who knows my new denominator?
It's 16.
Very good. If you're seeing that, it is 16. So the bottom one didn't change. 4 times what will give us 16? 4 times 4.
The word
13.
following.
You should be following.
I am following.
All right, so 4 times 4 is 16, so 1 times 4 is 4. And again, I'm going to get this out of my eyesight. So it kind of cleans up our problem. And then I need to subtract. Can I take 4 minus a 9? No. So what do we need to do? How can I get more pieces up here, people? Yeah, very good. You're going to take from the 97, which makes it 96. And now we're going to add, because that box that's coming over has 16 pieces in it. So I'm going to add these two. 16 and 4, you're right, is 20. And then 20 minus 10 would be 10. But I had one less, so it's going to be 11. Yeah. 11 and 9 is 20. So 11 16ths. And 6 minus 4 is 2. 9 minus 7 is 2. And 11 is prime. It can't be reduced. In fact, I think it's right here. Right here. Right. And then this 14 is just plain hard. This is just plain hard. Keep up with us. Okay. All right, so I'm going to draw a picture of the problem number 14, and VCR is on top of the amplifier. Hold on a second. Amplifier, VCR. Okay, so this problem, you don't have to draw it. Just make sure that you know how to do it at the end. Okay, boys, focus. So on this one, it says a cabinet shelves are 11.5 apart. So here's a shelf and here's a shelf. They are 11.5 inches apart. Then it says there's a VCR on top of an amplifier. There's a VCR on top of an amplifier. The VCR is 5 1/4 inches. The amplifier is 3 3/8. Okay. And the question is, how much space is left above the VCR? So they're asking for how much space is left right here above that VCR.
So you only need the VCR and the one, right?
Well, you need everything there.
Oh, I don't know.
You need everything. So here's the total distance from here to here. Who knows what I would have to do with these two first? You have to add them to get the total height. So by the way, right here, who knows the common denominator between 4 and 8?
8.
It's going to be 8. So I'm just going to multiply this by 2 by 2. So you might want to go way to, like, just put a 2 here and a 2 here. And then we're going to add these two. We're going to put it way up at the top so I can save some paper. So I'm going to put 5, and 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 3/8. Okay. So if you add those together, what is that height so far?
That is 8 and 5.
8 and 5/8. There's no barring, there's no carrying. So that is going to be 8 and 5/8. Now, if all of this is 8 and 5/8, how can I get the difference between this and that 8 and 5/8? How can I get the difference between this full height and that? Subtract. Very good. So we're going to try to, oh, by the way, what's the common denominator between 2 and 8?
8.
is going to be 8. So I'm going to put 11½ minus 8 5/8. Again, not a lot of room. I probably should have done it over here, but that's okay. I didn't. Okay. So let's get our common denominator of 8 and 8. This bottom one stays the same. 2 times what will give us 8? Help me out. 2 times 4. Are you getting this down, Sam? I'm going to come look. And 1 times 4 is 4. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this and draw a line through it. So now we're subtracting. Can I take 4 minus 5?
No.
No.
You have to take out your note.
So you're right, and I don't have a lot of room here. I need to take 1 from the 11, which leaves us 10, and I'm going to open a box which has 8. So I'm going to open and add these 2. 8 and 4 is 12. Very good. And then do I have enough to subtract?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and I don't have enough room to put it here, so I'll just put it over here. 12 minus 5 is 7 over 8. 10 minus 8 is 10 minus 8?
2.
2. So it should be that space above should be 2 7/8. And oh, it's right here. Okay. All right, all I'm going to help you with right now is getting the common denominator for these last 3, and you will have to finish it. Who knows the common denominator for 3 and 5? Are they both prime numbers? 15. You could just multiply those. And times 5 times 5 times 3 times 3. And you're going to end up finishing it. What's the common denominator for the number 8 with 2 and 9?
18.
Very good. 2 is prime. It doesn't go into that. That's a case where you can just multiply them. So 9 times 2 and 2 times 2. 2 times 9 and 1 times 9. Who thinks they know the common denominator for 4 and... careful, that's not the smallest common denominator. 4 doesn't go into 10. Find another multiple of 10, which is 20. Does 4 go into 20?
Yes.
Yes, that is our... So,
That's what I said. I said 20.
oh, you said 20. I thought you said 40. I'm so sorry. I need to get my ears unplugged. Thank you. You were right then. So it is 20. So this one times 5 times 5. This times 2 times 2. So I might as well do that one. 5. Okay. So girls and boys, your job is to finish the rest of them. I would go through and get all your common denominators. If you really are working and you're not playing, okay? So you've got the rest of the page to do. You shouldn't be done because that means you're working when I'm talking and you're not following along what we're doing.